Alright, so before the video starts, this is not a full-on tutorial. This is more like an overview on my behind the scenes of this video. So don't come here and say that I didn't explain something like as fully, because it's not a tutorial. This is like I guess it's like kind of a pseudo tutorial, but not like a full-on tutorial. It's just a behind the scenes video with some advice here and there. And also that rubbing sound isn't me rubbing my hands, because that's me trying to be more confident. So in case you're wondering what that is, that's what it is. But yeah. All right. It's been a very very long time coming. But I finally have finished everything, and I'm ready to share the behind the scenes after 6 months of nothing. So I guess we'll just jump right into the animations of the sprites. So this is probably like not what people usually do, but I sketch the sprites in Clip Studio, and then I bring it over to Flash to animate them, which I guess like not a lot of people do. So you can kind of see I guess like the inner workings of what I was working on with these sprites. You might notice that some of them aren't in here, and that's mainly because I recycled 4 of them. And I think it was Horny Police viran-chan, the regular viran-chan, my friends, and I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and I guess Vera-chan, because I just recycled her old sprite sheet, or I guess like sprite animation, and converted it to like kind of like this. And I guess we'll just jump into Flash, because I think I'd prefer to share that instead of just static sketches. So like I said before, I recycled some of these sprites. So this is actually from like the mod, my self-insert mod that I've been working on for a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all it. Right, so this is me in real life. I tried to keep, this is probably like a good advance. When you're doing poses, try to avoid being like as static as this, unless like your character is supposed to become like blank and like, I don't know, like unenthusiastic or whatever. Cause like I could see in like some cases where like a character isn't supposed to be that eccentric, and it looks like kind of unnatural about looks kind of unnatural when they pose like that, as opposed to just like standing there. And it just honestly depends on the character. And I guess like another rule of thumb is when you're animating these sprites, you want to make sure you hit the extent of your thing first. Oh, I guess I did the reverse there for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me. So you animate them going the extent, and then you have them reeling back. So then when they switch between the pose, it feels more like it flows better. That's just what I've observed from the basic game sprites. So, you know. Alright, on to these dudes. So yeah, like I said again, these are recycled from my insert mod. But when I flipped them, I made sure that Jacqueline's little heart piece right here was on the right side. So when you see it in the original video, it's not like completely mirrored to where it's like on the wrong side. I didn't want to do the same thing with Mr. Gyrix or Galaxius over here, because then I'd have to like redraw the whole arm, and that's not fun. So I just kept them in that direction in the video. Alright, so this one is, we're actually moving into established sprites. No. So I based a lot of this character's poses on the game. So right here, that's his think animation. I think this is during the interrogation when he's observing like the witness testimony, I think. This one's him reviewing the evidence. That's his down pose. I probably should have clarified that's his right pose. And then this is his up pose, which I think is him when he he fucks up and like the judge calls him out on it. And that's his objection pose, the pose that everybody knows. Alright, fucking me, look at this fucking pain. So this is Violet from Persona 5 Royal. I have no idea why I went so hard in this design. Actually was, if we go back to the concept sprites, and we make some room. Get out of here. She was actually meant to have Sondrion, I think that's what her name is, in her thing, but she's a little bit too big for the screen, so it probably wouldn't have worked anyway, but it would have been pretty awesome if it did. So that's why she has her eyes glowing still in the thing, even though it doesn't really make more sense when her persona is in there. So, you know, that's why. I even there's also more plans with this one. There's just a lot of stuff that I would have done back then that just didn't make the cut just because of time constraints and because I didn't really feel like it was like worth it. Also because the video was like too small. She was supposed to have these like blue flames around her too, because these are all based on, except for this one. I don't think this one's ever in the game. But like these are all like roughly based on her stances in a game, and because I had to go into the game and I had to screenshot the images themselves because I couldn't find any like actual good footage, so I had to like kind of go in the game myself. Yeah, that's Violet. Right, so now we're reaching the territory of realizing why I'm such an idiot. Because you're gonna see through a lot of these, it's like, well, I didn't see that idle pose before. Well, that's because I animated it for no reason, even though nobody was going to see it. So this is like Kyu's animation. Also, kind of side note, yeah, I saw the fucking recently played. I know. I see you guys, but yeah, this one, oh my god, this sucked, man. I did not enjoy making this one. Somehow that character with the least clothing is the one that was the most detailed. You kind of see me cutting corners. You don't really see in the video, but just like, you can obviously see some parts where like just re-editing the poses so to like save time. Yeah, it turned out well. Alright, Miss Twilight. So this magic effect is actually recycled. You gotta work smarter, not harder. This is actually recycled from Chobham CB's magic effect. You can kind of see like right here. And then I just I copy pasted it. Oh, I copied it. Oh wow, I just spoiled a bunch of that stuff, huh? I just copied his thing and changed the colors a little bit and like pasted it on her mic and her horn. I was actually this up pose is really funny. I initially wanted it to just be like her regular face, but have like the shooting stars meme pose. But then I thought it'd be funnier if I just retraced the like original drawing of it, and that would, and you know, definitely a good call. I definitely didn't sketch that. You definitely don't need to sketch that a head like that. You don't really need to preface it. No, I'm not even sure if that's the right word. Okay, wow, even more idle animations that didn't even get used, so I just ended up just wasting time. So this is Snuffy's. Snuffy, I feel like, got like probably at least close to Ayana's. She was definitely like the sprite that got the least like screen time than they deserved, I feel like. Damn, dude, look at that tail animation. See that? Also, this pose got used a lot, which is like my least favorite one. Oh, I guess next to that one. I'm not really a fan of that one either. But my favorite pose is like this one, the left. I really like that one. You can kind of, yeah. You can even see that her. Oh my god, man, Snuffy, why'd you have to be in the part where the pose is just too quick? But I think, like, yeah, I pretty much made her. I think I made her tail move in every single pose, and I think they like loop perfectly. Well, I guess it didn't move in this pose. I'm surprised nobody commented on this. Gotta be honest with you. Kind of surprised me that nobody commented on that. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why. This is like, you know, we talked about why I talked about working smarter rather than harder. This is the exact opposite of that. I worked harder and not smarter. Yeah, I think they perfectly loop. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's crazy. Alright. This was, I don't even know why I fucking even bothered doing the idle for this one. This one's, I don't even know why I bothered doing the idle for any of them. This one, oh my gosh. I was kind of worried that people wouldn't find this scary, because when I asked my friends, they're just like, wow, that's so cool. And I guess they didn't like really find it scary, but I'm kind of glad that people did. I'm glad that this gave you nightmares. So I guess the breakdown, because this is actually kind of interesting. These tentacles are actually, I think they're 3 tentacle animations mixed into one, so that's why they kind of go all like crazy and stuff. So like the first one is like this one, where it's just like waving. And then this one, oh, I guess it's just 2. Okay, never mind then. This one is just them going up and down like that. So when they're all together, because it's you know, it's not I just completely forgot what I was gonna say. It's not like uniform, I guess. I'm not even sure that's what I was going to say, but yeah. So I guess the reason why he looks like this is because this isn't like the first time I've drawn viran-chan like this. I'm gonna be describing I'm gonna be calling my persona viran-chan as in like third person, just in case you were wondering. So I guess I guess I have drawn viran-chan like this, but it's usually without these eyes. This is usually because of the corruption. I also like converted the colors because it's more of like a blue black than purple black than like how viran-chan is, and this pink is more like brighter. Anyway, I guess I could just show you this side by side. You can see that their color is like very similar, but not too similar. And I'd drawn him like this before. You know, there's like been like times, I'll probably put some pictures up, but there's been times where I've drawn him like this, just out of like, it's like, wow, look at this like tiny bean, now he's a giant monster. But yeah, I guess I could show the poses too. You're gonna see it in the, I'll go more in depth with all these when I switch to Premiere and show how I add them in the video. Yeah, look at that. Right. Okay, so this one is also recycled, like I said before. I mean, I guess it's just a recycle of a recycle, really. Because I think I just added just gave him the bat and the hat from the original sprite. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say, really. Y'all, Gothayana got fucking done dirty, dude. She got it bad. This is definitely like one of my favorite sprites, and it sucks so much that it showed up at a time where it just kept like cycling through. It was like at near the end where the two sprites start rap battling super fast, so you don't get to see a lot of this stuff. And also animated the animation, the idle animation, for no reason too. So yeah, I guess that just a little showcase there, because I wasn't really seeing the video. That right pose. And also another tip: try to at least have 2 unique poses for your characters, because I feel like having like at least 2 unique poses that are like detached from the idle animation is optimal, because when they switch between the other ones, it doesn't look too bad. Oh man, she got done dirty. These are really good. I really like these ones. Alright, now I know what you're thinking. Well, I guess I don't know what you're thinking. I don't even know what I was gonna go with that. So I made this. I got a lot of comments when people saw this part of the video, and they're like, "Oh, what do you mean you don't have any fans? You have like 2,000 subscribers." Well, at the time, I only had like 20. So forgive me that I put no fans, because I had like nobody coming back to see my recurrent videos. Usually like every time I uploaded. Well, that's why I didn't like really put too much effort. You can kind of see it in the videos before the Duet challenge, where I like didn't put too much effort into my videos because I didn't really expect people to see them. So I just like plotted it. There it is. I guess I think I just used YouTube as a tool to just share my shit, not really putting too much into it initially. So, but now this thing is like this thing is like terribly it's terribly aged. It makes you look like a little bitch now. But yeah, that explains it. So in case you're wondering why when you see this and I say I have no fans, well, because at the time it was very true. I did not have any fans. I had people who would show up and they'd be like, "Well, it's awesome," and I'm like, "Thanks," but then they wouldn't come back. Yeah. A lot of these are based on the crying emoji. You know, I just couldn't think of. There's also that, and I also couldn't think of anything for the fan design. But yeah, all right. Guess we switched to Premiere, and I guess before that, I'll explain how I added them into the video. So what I would do, I don't do this anymore, so that's why I lumped this video's BTS with the fake collab week BTS. It's that I converted all of these into GIFs, like individual GIFs, and then I placed them into Premiere. Doesn't really, it worked fine for this video, but I'll go pull up like the comparison. Whenever a GIF would make contact with like a non-white background, you could see like little like bits of like the white background. Like it looks like shit. I'm gonna be real with you. You just don't see it in Sylvie's video because the sprites are so tiny and like the background's like fairly white. So I think you only notice it when viran-chan dies at the end and when Jacqueline makes contact with like the top of the border or whatever that thing's called, like the labels. But yeah. Well, now I think what I do is you can see it in the comparison. I'm gonna pull it up again. Now I use a PNG image. I completely forgot what it's called. I'm gonna we'll put it on screen too because I forgot what it's called. I'm completely blanked on what it's called, but you know, that's what I used instead, and you can see the difference because it looks so much better. Like even with like the white stuff in it, it makes like the edges of the sprites look terrible. It looks like dog shit. It's like all pixely, and it's like it's like so weird because it's like low quality at the edges, but like high quality in the actual like image or whatever, like the middle of it. So yeah, I use that now because like a lot. Actually, I don't think none of the fake collabs actually have like a whitish background. So I kind of had to like force myself to find like a new solution on how to add those in. But you know, that's enough of me like talking. I'm gonna move on to Premiere. All right, this is where the magic happens. So I converted in the middle of the 6 months while I was working. For the summer, I got enough to buy a new computer, and because of that, converting everything from computer to computer kind of like complicated a few files. Luckily, the flash files are still intact, but video project files weren't so lucky. I got most of it recovered, but there's still gonna be stuff that's like messed up. So I guess we'll play. This is like the director's commentary. Oh fuck it. I'll just put an overlay of the original video, and then I'll just cut back to the timeline. Okay, so obviously that used to be the Pokemon font, but it's not anymore because I don't have it downloaded on this computer, so that got lost. Very unfortunate, but you know, it still shows up in the video, the actual video, so whatever. Right. I don't know why I did this. I don't know what possessed me to put so much effort into that title screen. This is all animated in Premiere. Oh my god. So like you could see it, you can kind of see. Oh, hold on. Right. Which one is called? The logo. There it is. So you can see it. So the way animating in Premiere works is that it's basically like telling a robot what to do. And I'm telling it to go start at like a position and like rotate it like 90 degrees or whatever, and like move it off screen and then make it come back into screen during this time, so then it like slides in like that. And we have Sylvie and Viran-chan show up too. Oh my god, what's wrong? What is wrong with me? You have us gyrating to the music. This is also animated in Premiere. Like everything in the title screen is animated in Premiere. Oh my god. So that so Sylvie's beeping, bumping. that's me telling the robot, or telling Premiere, make this larger. Make it this larger from point A to point B and then point A again or whatever. And I think that, oh my god. Oh my god, I put the rotation manually? And you know, even I'm surprised about how much work I put into this thing. I don't know why. I could have just put the regular intro and that would have been fine, but I'm an idiot and I like torturing myself, so yeah. So Viran-chan dancing, that's just like me telling the robot, stretch Viran-chan like this and then make him come back, pretty much. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Alright, and then it just turns out like this.
On a Friday night, yeah.
You can also see that like right here, when it presses the thing, they reset to the original like area, I guess, or whatever. So that kind of like simulates that all the buttons been pressed. This is like a this is like a magician telling you all the how to do a magic trick. It's still the original video, by the way. That's great. Alright, before that shows up, I tried... maybe I should let it play first, actually. Fuck. Alright, that ending, that intro. I tried my best to like make it look immersive, like it was actually being like a part of it or whatever. So like Viran-chan and Sylvie show up at the same time when you see it right here when they fade in. They both slide in around the same time. I think Viran-chan is just slightly slower just because of the robot. That's like the big Um, I guess disadvantage that comes from animating in Premiere is that you don't really control too much where the sprites or how fast or like how like, because all the robot it knows is that it has to go from point A to point B, but like how fast do you want it to go? You kind of have to like set that like manually pretty much. For stuff like that, and you can kind of see, you're gonna see it in like in the versus Mackie / like Roaches collab, where a lot of that was me. I think the only times where the camera wasn't just like mainly controlled by me is when it's like bumping. But yeah, that's how it worked. So what happens here, you can see where it switches to viran-chan's turn. It, like when he gets closer, the drop shadow, I don't know what it's called, like the effect or whatever, the pink stuff, that's actually 2 versions of the portrait, and the pink one starts to get bigger as they like both get bigger at the same time, but one gets starts to lose like opacity, and if anybody doesn't know what that means, it's like transparency. So the pink version of the portrait starts to fade away as the original portrait gets bright, gets more clear and raises its opacity. So this part right here is actually just me going or something like that. And then I just cut it up, and then it just sounds like this, kind of like Undertale. I think Sylvie used, you can kind of hear it, I think she might have used like Toriel or Azriel's text sound. Yeah, and it's like a mixture between that and the Undertale like basic I think like the default text sprite or sprite text sound. Yeah, you can see it. You can see me doing the same thing that I just talked about, but in like reverse. So yeah, I named them too. They're both PNGs. I didn't put a... The smarter thing would probably be to put a layer effect on it, but I'm dumb, so I just made 2 versions of it. This part I found really funny. I'm not sure if anybody caught this one, but like when Sylvie says that she forgets stuff really fast, viran-chan just goes bruh. And that face is from, I think, Boyfriend's, I don't know, I don't remember what video it was from, but it was a pretty popular meme. I'll probably find it and put it like, put it right next to it. You can see like bruh show up. But yeah, not too much to go off of. I made him just not say anything, cause I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't think of what to say. So I just put like I just made him speak alien, and you know, thought it'd be funny, and it was pretty funny. All right, so I guess we'll do the video. I guess I explained everything, so I guess I'll just play the rest of it.
3, 2, 1, go!
I guess one more thing. You could kind of see me attempting to make a viran-chan actually like move to the music. What did it? Did that actually make it? Yeah, it did. Okay. So you can kind of see viran-chan like moving to the music, but I think I just gave up. I didn't think it was worth it. But I think the only thing I did keep in track, even though I don't think it's great, I think I definitely improved doing that. The icons. That's another thing that my friends are like, dude. Or I was like, should I do the icons? Would it be cool if I did the icons? And my friends was like, no, don't do that, because that's just gonna take even longer. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And then I did it anyway. Oh my god. So the icons right here. I don't know. Alright, I guess I could just show them and put them in the Clip Studio Paint. We're just gonna keep going back to the Clip Studio Paint. I drew all of them like right here, in here. Obviously some of them are pre-made, like these three. That's from the mod. Yeah. I guess like a tip for icons is, at least from the base game, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the icons. Like I don't think there's like really too much rules. There's not even like really any rules with FNF stuff. There's just like, I don't know, I guess pseudo rules that you pick up on with the FNF style. You kind of have to like try and like simplify the original character's likeliness, and like not be too detailed but be a little detailed, and try not to break the rule of one color in a sprite. I think the only time I ever broken that was here, and that was because the Bob mod broke that rule anyway, so that's why I just straight up just broke it. Yeah, the way that they're animated, I think even when I posted it, I was like, that's like way too slow. But it's like, oh, whatever, it's too late to change it now. I think I found out like after I posted it, so I was like, oh, whatever. But yeah, they still move in tandem to the music, just not as fast as I would have wanted them to. Also, Sylvie's out of sync there because like hers got corrupted and I had to like re-add it in, so that's why she's like a little out of sync there. That's all move. All right. Oh wait, yeah. Fuck, I forgot. So the thing I found out, which probably I felt like really dumb that I didn't think of it sooner, and why I don't ever blame people for not syncing their FNF sprites perfectly, because when initially when I first synced them up tried to sync it with the music, it was really off because I was doing it by ear. So the best way to do it is to have the original video show up like somewhere, and then you sync it to the original. That way you don't have to like you don't have to stop whatever you're like listening to and just like listen to the same song over and over again, and you can just like use the original as a reference instead. So I guess I'll just show whatever, I'll just leave that on the screen. You can see that it's like perfectly synced up now. Oh yeah, fuck. I probably should mention this too. This part, this is a green screen. I think people gave me a lot more credit than I deserved for this effect. Because yeah, it's just a green screen, man. That I just timed to the music. Same with oh man, I should have linked that. I'm gonna change that right now actually. I probably should credit them. I thought I'm dumb. Oh, that's an oopsie on my part. See that it all goes together now. Right, probably should explain this too. We're explaining the part that people replayed the most for obvious reasons. So the reason why Kyu doesn't look unnatural when she's floating is because, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You can notice that she's like floating like slightly up and down. The way I did that is okay, so the way you can see it right here, these purple lines, these are the sprites, and like the little cuts is where the pose changes. So obviously like adding that like little floating effect would be hard if you just had to keep switching between the poses. So what you do is you right click it and then you nest it. I'm just gonna do it on Simura right here. So you nest, name it whatever, and then it just like saves it as like an individual thing, so that whatever effect it just like applies to like everything in there. It's basically like a layer in or like a folder in like Clip Studio Paint or whatever you kids use to draw on. But yeah, I probably should explain that. Yeah, our poses are tokens. They're tokens from the game. Just in case if you haven't played Honey Pop, hopefully you haven't, knowing my viewer base. But yeah. Alright, get the hell out of the way. Let's put it lower right there. I thought this wasn't intentional at all, but I thought it was really funny that both Sans and Twilight had shitpost poses. I think like Sylvie chose like Sans as Sans' down pose, and I chose the shooting stars meme as Twilight's up pose. It's like really funny. It's pretty funny. Right, this is the part where people got nightmares apparently. So what happens here is, I think it's the original, but the way she output it, so kind of like fades out. I put this like really like dark filter on it, and then like I put this like crackly screen, and then it switches to them. It's because somebody asked me what this translates to in Wingdings. I'm pretty sure it just says viran-chan. I didn't really put much thought into that. also an audio effect on there too. Alright, so this part, I swapped out. It didn't really make much sense for them to have different voices to me. Even though like they just come back to like what they were initially. So I just grabbed like the updated that, cause like this video uses Endless, like the first version. And I just grabbed it from the second version, 2.0. I think it's 2.5? 2.5 or 2.0? That version of Endless. And I just pasted it into that so that they don't just have different voices for no reason. So, and that's why it doesn't show boyfriend and Majin in the original video. Okay, so this is one of the things that got corrupted in the conversion. There used to be, alright, I guess I could put it, it's still in here, but it just makes it like invisible when it's in Premiere. If I can find it. A B C D E F G. I'll search it up. Oh, never mind, it's right there. It's still in here, but it doesn't. It just shows up as nothing. So that's what it used to look like. I'll just raise this up a little bit. I'll just move that. I forgot. How the hell did I flip it the last time? I don't remember how I flipped it. I think I put an effect on it. Alright, hold on, bear with me, guys. Mirror. Damn it, that was the wrong thing. What the fuck? That's not how it works. Alright, whatever. It used to look like that, but it was the other way around. I completely forgot how to flip stuff. So, oh man, that sucks that that's broken now. So what I would do is, I already locked out. This is literally just the original Bob, but with viran-chan's mouth on it. So every time, so you can see that his eyes move. Like this is unedited, but his eyes move like right here. I cut every time his eyes moved in the direction I wanted them to, and I made them. I'll just play the original video, but I made him switch between those, just like it's basically just same thing, same way I did all this other sprites. So yeah, Ayana got done dirty. Look at that, you barely see anything. It just goes too fast. I don't know why this is nested. I think I messed up the position and I had to readjust it, and I didn't want to have to readjust every single pose. Okay, I would have shown this sprite in Flash or Adobe Animate, but I don't think I saved it. I don't think I even. I think it's because I didn't like it. But yeah, I just made like the initially I made her. I just used her pose from like the tutorial level, like her poses. That looked terrible. So then I just had to reanimate her poses to make it look like she was singing against somebody. guess we're not using this anymore, so we just turn that off. I'm pretty proud of this effect. So originally in the video, it just like ends right there, and there's like no like dead person. But then I added a thing where she puts the thanks for watching. Originally that's like it's just black, so I had to like do some like voodoo magic. I don't even remember what I did or how I green screened it so perfectly like that. But yeah, I think I really looked out that she put black and like nothing from her character has like black in it. Like her lines aren't black, they're all colored. And there's like no choice of black in the original. So just like green screen the black out of it so that like this shows up when like he dies. Yeah, that's the Duet video. That's the video that jump started me from 25 subs to 2.85 subs. Or 2.85k. Probably should clarify that. Alright, so that's done. I guess it's time to move on to the fake collab week.